Hi everyone, you're welcome to Slam Page. Are your bird laying fewer eggs than expected? Are you not getting the right feed conversion on your birds? Do you know the problem might be their feed? So today on Oslam Page, we're going to be talking about the best feed that is good for layers chicken and to keep them healthy and productive all year round. You're welcome back. So, choosing the right feed for your growing bird is one of the key factors to run a successful poultry business. And we have a whole lot of brands in Nigeria. We have a whole lot. But today, I will just be discussing with us what are those nutritional composition that we ought to look for in this feed that we are buying. So if you are looking for a feed that is healthy for your bird and will give them high productivity yield, so these are the nutritional composition that you must look at. Just like human being that we need balanced diet to keep fit, also is your bird. If you want your birds to do very well, you need to give them a whole lot of balanced diet. Now, for a feed that is well balanced for your laying birds, you need protein that is about 16 to 18%. The calcium should be between 3.5 to 4%, and then you need a whole lot of vitamin A, D, E, and B complex. So in this feed composition, I will recommend all branded commercial feeds that the composition align with the listed above, because there was a time, let me tell you a story. There was a time that I go for DIY feed, and at the end of the day I discovered that the maize that was supplied to me was a maize that has been used in a company. Maybe it's from if they already extract the fat and some content. They already extracted some nutritional components in that, so they supply me that maize. So after feeding my birds with those maize, I discovered that what they are giving me is not what I'm expecting. So since then I stick to my commercial feed. But if you are very sure that you get a whole maize, what I mean by a whole maize, not anyhow maize that is edible, you get at least 50% maize, 25% of soya or sunflower meal, 15% wheat bran, 5% fish meal, and 5% crushed limestone or oyster shell. So if you can compound all these, you should have a balanced diet. But my whole option is that I use a commercial feed because for me it is less stressful and it is balanced and easy to use. Unlike when you DIY, you have to make source for these materials, and you might not even, depending on your area, you might not get the raw materials. So that's why I sticked to my commercial feed. Another tip that I'm going to give us is that when you're feeding your birds, always feed early in the morning, that is before the sun starts scorching, that is before the sun gets hot, that is around 7 a.m. to latest 8 a.m. in the morning, and later in the evening when the sun is about to set, when the sun is not that intense again, that is a period of 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. so you can feed. Don't feed in the afternoon. Reason is that any feed they consume during the afternoon, they don't convert it because the heat stresses on their body. So any feed they consume between the hours of that afternoon is just, they're just eating it and passing it out. They're not really converting it to anything. So what I do is that I feed in the morning and I feed in the evening. Now another tip is that avoid sudden feed change. Please, this affected me before I realized it. You don't just change your layers feed. Maybe a friend of yours just introduced you to a feed. Don't. It retard their productivity. In fact, I ran loss on this feed conversion something. So you don't just change layers feed, so you stick to the one you are doing. Then you store their feed in a dry rodent proof place, because you say these rats, they can contaminate their food, they can urinate on it. So you have to keep their food where you know it's very safe from rodents, from pests, or from water. So you have to keep their feed in a dry place. So by so doing, your chicks will be healthy. If you want more tips like this, follow Slam page and let's raise healthier chickens together. Thank you. See you next time in our next video. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like, drop a comment, and share it with someone who needs it. And of course, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on more farming tips. That way, I can keep bringing you more valuable content. Thank you. Bye.